Now the time is 7:45. Let's get the latest on the euro crisis. Wasim Zakir is back with us.
Thanks, Gary. Good morning. Quite a few things to tell you. Share prices on some of the major Far Eastern markets have fallen this morning, taking their lead from falls in New York and London yesterday. Of course, all prompted by talk that Greece is likely to come out of the Eurozone. Overnight, the credit worthiness of 26 Italian banks was downgraded by the ratings agency Moody's because Italy's back in recession and the austerity drive there is making it harder for people to repay their loans. And in the last hour, Germany has said it's avoided recession despite the resurgent Eurozone debt crisis. The German economy grew by 0.5% in the first quarter of the year after contracting at the end of last year. Now, the way the UK processes and handles visa applications for visitors wanting to come here is damaging our economy. This is according to the trade body, the European Tour Operators Association. It says the cost and complexity of the current system puts thousands of people off visiting the UK, costing millions every year in lost revenue from tourism. Let's talk to Tom Jenkins, Executive Director of the European Tour Operators Association. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
So what's wrong with the current system?
Well, I think it's horrifically cumbersome. I mean, in the name of security, we now ask people to fill in an 8-page long document which asks them to list really quite intimate details about their life, everything from their income through to the number of countries, and listing all those countries that they've visited in the previous 10 years. This is a really onerous document. And
is this all to do with a heightened security surrounding the Olympics?
No, I mean, this has been going on now for 5 to 6 years. And really what we're seeing with the border agency at the moment is really a culmination of a process which took place in the previous government. The Olympics really is a sideline to the current issue.
And how do we compare with other countries? What are their processes like?
If you're wanting to visit Europe, particularly the Schengen area, you get presented with a 3-page document costing €60. As I said, the UK document is 8 to 9 pages and costs £78.
So Sorry, go on.
No, I think what this means, in very simple terms, is the UK is not uncompetitive, is hopelessly uncompetitive in visa terms with the rest of Europe. If you look at the number of Chinese visitors who came to Europe in 2010, 3% got a UK visa, a further 2% got both a UK and Schengen visa, and 95% of them got Schengen visas.
Right.
We're hopelessly out of kilter here.
So what sort of impact is this having on the economy, in tourism specifically?
It's difficult to quantify because we're trying at the moment to quantify the number of people who are put off from obtaining visas, put off from coming here because of the visa process. But we think it's at least in the region of 500,000 people a year.
Doesn't the Home Office actually have a point in this? I've got a statement from the Home Office, and it says our visa application process is geared up to be as simple as possible while ensuring we keep our borders secure. Given the kind of risks the UK faces, surely, queuing up or waiting for a visa is a price worth paying.
Look, it's a price that's being paid by the people who rely on these visitors for jobs. I think what we ought to be doing is welcoming these people. At the moment, we're devoting a lot of energy at polishing up the portcullis. There is a security risk. I don't want to minimize the security risk, but we need a sensitive, flexible response to that security risk. At the moment, we have one visa form that fits everybody throughout the world, irrespective of where they come from, irrespective of who they are. And this is shocking.
And of course, that has an impact. What you're really saying is that it has an impact on tourism across the board, across the UK, especially in Scotland, because when people come into the UK after London, the next stop is usually Edinburgh, which they then use as a hub to visit other places within Scotland.
Indeed. I mean, this is something of real relevance for Scotland.
Some tour operators are advertising trips to Europe that exclude London because of the current system. Is that right?
Oh, it is definitely right. I mean, we have... if you're facing a 7-week process, you've got to apply for a visa, you've got to go and be interviewed, you've got to go and be photographed, you've got to be fingerprinted, you've got to be asked all about your family details and your income. And in return, you might be permitted to come and visit the UK. People just don't do it.
Tom Jenkins, Executive Director of the European Tour Operators Association, thank you very much for your time.